Greetings, residents, and welcome to another taping of our Talk of the Town with your supervisor, Dick Thurston. Today, I'm going to review our board agenda of last Monday and what we discussed and some of the things that were decided during that meeting. But before I get into the review of the board meeting, I'd like to once again talk to you about our amazing St. Patrick's Day parade that is coming up very shortly. And in fact, on March the 4th, as I've mentioned before, you'll see various media postings around town and the village of Wappinger Falls. On March the 4th, that's Saturday, we're going to be holding our annual St. Patrick's Day parade that will go all the way down through the village and be a joyous day, hopefully, for everyone to have a lot of fun and come out. So this event is sponsored by the Dutchess County Parade Committee, St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee, and it's been being held every year, with the exception recently during the COVID year, and that during that time we went to a virtual parade, which you can see online at their website. The website for the committee is located at the bottom of this poster, and as a reminder, on Saturday, the parade step-off starts at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That it begins at the Wappingers Rural Cemetery on the Poughkeepsie side of the village. That parade will have many different participants. Of course, you'll see your elected officials there. You'll see first responders, fire companies, Boy Scouts, Taekwondo, a whole variety of our community, businesses, residents, and friends of Wappingers Falls and the greater Wappinger community. So the organization, as far as lineup goes for the parade, starts at 12 o'clock, and as I said, we'll start walking down the road at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So there's plenty of viewing all up and down Main Street, Route 9, that goes through the village on both sides of the bridge. I know most of the people will tend to set up their chairs and watch from the Wappinger side, but I would just want our residents to know that, hey, there is a lot of open space often on the other side of the bridge, or the town of Poughkeepsie's side of the bridge. So you don't have to be all squashed together, although I think that you look at how the parade slows down and then goes by the reviewing stand. The reviewing stand is right outside of our amazing Grinnell Library. This year, as I mentioned in the past, and as you've seen, our Wappinger's very own councilman of Ward 1, Bill Beal, Bill Holleran Beal, is our Grand Marshal for the parade. And it's very exciting to see Bill recognized for all that he does and has continued and will continue to do for the Wappinger community. So please come on out. There are also balloon vendors and other St. Patrick's Day types of vendors, flags, Irish flag, beads, and the like. So please bring your whole family out, the parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, and your children and friends to a wonderful event. Hopefully the weather will hold. We've had bouts in the past when it's been snowing or cold the day before. But one way or the other, the event will continue to be held, even if there's snow on the ground. We'll continue to march down and say hi to everyone. And I think a lot of, the political entries, the elected officials, will bring a lot of candy along with them. So please come on out to the St. Patrick's Day Parade on Saturday, March the 4th. The step-off starts at 1 p.m., but come a lot earlier because I want to remind everyone that our various police, first responder organizations will be blocking off the roads with access to the village. So the entirety of 9D going from the Wappingers Rural Cemetery all the way down through the village up by the police station as it bends to go through the remainder of the village and the town. Those areas will be blocked off, and clearly, the earlier you get there, the better you'll be able to get parking. But we do have great volunteers from our first responder organizations who will be there looking after your health and welfare, safety, and if, heaven forbid, that there is something that goes wrong, our EMS services and plenty of medics are on the spot to help you with any discomfort that you may have. But hopefully you'll be able to enjoy the day. Again, come on out, say hi. And also, while you're here, please, visit our local businesses. We have a lot of fine businesses, particularly restaurants, cafes, and just come on out. They'll be having a lot of fine food and beverages for you throughout the parade before and after. So come on out on March the 4th and enjoy the great event that's becoming really well known throughout the county and beyond. So thank you, and look forward to seeing you on March the 4th. Now, I'd like to turn to our board meeting and discuss a few things that occurred during the meeting, try to explain for some people that ask questions. And first of all, I started off the meeting as we do regularly, with a financial report from our town controller, Frederick Owino. And also this time I invited, as I do on an annual basis, our financial advisors, Immunistat, to come and give an overview to the board and the community of the excellent financial condition which the town finds itself in. In fact, throughout my terms in office, we've been able to steadily improve the financial condition as Immunistat identified. We've kept debt and taxes low compared to other communities. Our debt structure is excellent. And part of the reason is that we have put into place a key focus of mine has been on our planning process, particularly capital planning. And I had asked our controller, also Councilman Casella, to work with me on that. And as a result, we came up with, and the board has reviewed and approved what we call a dashboard of the major projects that we have planned for being executed, implemented sometime out into the future. A lot of it, of course, depends on funding. That's a combination of town funding, local, being primarily the county, and the county does provide grant funding to us, as well as state and federal, funding. A lot of federal monies come through to us, as a result of monies that go into the state. When you look at some of the infrastructure monies, water and sewer, for example, or through the transportation program, Dutchess County Transportation Council also presented. I had invited Mark Diebold, who's the director of that county agency, to come and talk with us also, since we're talking about financial, but also plans for capital programs over this 2023, 2024, and beyond. Mark Diebold also came in and talked about some of the programs that we've been successful in getting implemented, such as Myers Corner Road, Old Hopewell, and more recently, the roundabout at 376, thanks to a grant that I was able to get during my first term. That was $5 million from the state in order to rebuild that whole intersection into, I think, quite a remarkable and freer flowing transportation hub, when you look at how that roundabout works. Mark, talked about other initiatives. You can go online to the county DCTC site and see other data, particularly data that is collected with respect to the volume of traffic on our major arterials as well as the inner streets that connect other of our roads, such as Myers Corner, Old Hopewell, Route 9, Route 376, and Route 9D. So that was a very good discussion. A key focus was really the traffic congestion on Route 9D, the speeding on Route 9D, as well as the Route 9 corridor. So Mark and I have continued to talk after the meeting, so stay tuned for more development with respect to that traffic congestion issue. We talked about during the discussion period of time where I will place and our board members will place some items relating to the health, welfare, quality of our services and throughout the town. And one of those was House Park. For those of you that may be new to the town, House Park is one of our major parks and facility structures there. That's located on the that would be the southwest corner of Myers Corner and All Angels Hill Road. That's where we hold our annual Community Day events, and we were talking about some of the improvements that need to be had. We have an old band shell where our musical performances and other events such as Santa Claus sits up on the stage during our early December event there. But we're talking about that, electrical improvement, infrastructure improvement, particularly new drainage, as well as addressing the parking needs as we seem to have more and more popular events. Also, Kevin Hawthorne gave a good briefing. Kevin's done a remarkable job in working with me and our volunteers on our veteran services. As you recall, back when I came into office, we had asked Kevin, who served for part of the time as our deputy supervisor, to take the lead on driving to fruition a number of the visions that we had. And we now see, I believe, really the most active veterans program of the municipalities, particularly in South Dutchess. And I think that works very closely with the growing, improved program that we see the veterans through the county services. So Kevin gave a report on that. You can look to our tapings with respect to what was discussed and where we're going from there. We have Community Day coming up. We did talk about that. We talked about some other matters relating to rezoning and town hall, HVAC updates, and in particular, we also talked about grant funding. We had received a grant, for looking at putting into place upgrades to Carnwath for our possible senior center. Because of a number of reasons, we have scratched the idea of the senior center, and we're looking at whether or not we might be able to apply the monies to an upgrade of our senior center here in Town Hall, which is the direction that I want to take it in particular. We had our engineers give a report, and one of those report items concerned upgrade of sewage services with respect to Tri-Municipal plant down on Sheaf Road. Tri-Municipal is an agency that services town of Poughkeepsie, the village of Wappinger Falls, and the town of Wappinger's municipal sewer treatment facility. And there are a number of upgrades that need to be made. And we discussed those. Our engineers did discuss that. We really are focusing on how to upgrade and to continue to improve the quality of life, keeping taxes as low as we can, and building on the excellent foundation of the last 5 years plus. Our previous supervisors, Gutzler and Java before Barbara Gutzler, was Chris Colsey, and then Barbara came along and Lori Java, also helped to put in place some key foundational elements that I've been able to build upon. So a lot's in play. If you're interested in a copy of our dashboard for our capital planning, that is available. It will be upgraded in a future board meeting. We've asked the engineers and our financial controller and advisors to go back and look at that and bring the numbers current because of inflation and supply chain issues. Prices have very much gone up. As a result of that and our future discussion with you during a town board meeting or meetings, we will be looking at applying for additional grant fundings, federal, state, and local, and infrastructure, water, sewer, highway, drainage continue to be major focal points for our town board, our planning board, our zoning board of appeals. So please stay tuned. Please volunteer for your services. And last but by no means least, the reminder, come on out to our St. Patrick's Day parade on March the 4th. Come before noon if you can to find a great seat and watch the parade as it winds down through the village. Until soon, please stay safe and remain well. Thank you very much. Have a great day.